Hello again, this is, I almost said Federation Fox, the other character, Excelsior the Land. And this is part 2 of my video blog on the Further Confusion picnic some months ago. This is February, something like August or September, for the Further Confusion picnic in Oakland. So, as I was saying on the previous video, I mean, it's YouTube. I think we still have to keep them short, so I'm not going to glue these guys together. You know, you're old when you say glue together. You know, this is not a film. There's no plastic stuff. I mean, it's digital. You stitch it together or something. I don't know, electronically. I'm not a senile goat. I'm up with the modern electronics. Just not wealthy, but you know, I don't have an iPad floating here and an iPhone floating there. Stuff, you know. Too poor. Oh, jeez, that's another subject I'm not supposed to talk about. Call it senility. Okay, moving right along. So. Yeah, this is a little on the downside, but still that event was wonderful. So I brought my fursuit stuff down to the camping area, put it in the changing tent, and was sitting at the bench. It's really hard for me to chat, but a couple of people did come up and talk with me a little bit and all that sort of stuff, and so on. You know, here's the problem is that there's this one person. I can't remember when we started talking, but I think it was after this point, well after I suited up. So I'm sitting at the bench, picnic bench, waiting to go into the changing tent. So, you know, others had finally started, so as soon as they started, I knew then it would be okay for me to suit up. I could have started earlier, as it turned out, but I have no. It was still new to me, and even now, etiquette and protocol stuff's kind of not. I'm not an expert on procedures, whatever you want to call it. So, a little more relaxed here, if you can call this relaxed. Relaxed is sitting there chawing on the bone of a little old zebra. That's relaxing, you know. No, it's not. Okay, back into seriousness. If I'm ever serious, you know, yeah, okay, when I'm serious, I'm down and depressed. And this was a good event. I mean, it had its glitches. And one guy helped me out. A later event is you have to take the bad with the good. You have this wonderful event, all these nice things going on, but one little hiccup, which bothers me a great deal, but I have to work to get over it. For Pete's sake, it was so trivial. But that's what happens. And now that I remember that, I expect things to have little hitches and bumps, and no matter how awful it is, it's still normal and nothing outrageous. Because furries are some of the best people I've ever met. And I don't mean to insult the non-furries that I've met in the past, but still, everything's changed so much for me. So, unfortunately, waiting for the tent, I was having some anxiety about getting in and suiting up. Probably that was the second public fursuiting. So the first one was Fremont Bowling, this one was the second one. So, I'm trying to get into the tent, and all these people just kept going in the tent, and then one suitor would come. It's like they were having a party in there or something, and I wanted to go in, but it looked like it was crowded, so I just was, you know, I didn't feel like it. I wanted to, kept waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. They just kept going in and in and in. And, you know, what was it, an orgy? Come on, guys, it's not, you know, that Room 366 thing's fictional. And a parody of the MTV stuff I'm not particularly fond of, you know. That was a clean, nice, friendly video. Room 366, not MTV. So that was not really going on in the tent, believe me. It just was crowded. And they were implied and pushy and so forth, and I wanted to get in. So I eventually finally did. Probably about the tail end, because I don't think anybody suited up after I did. So I got in, got my fursuit on, and oh no, stupid me, I forgot the batteries for the fan. So I went running up as quick as I could up to the car, got the batteries, came back down, and either at that point or when I emerged from the tent, one of those 2 points, I didn't look over. I just went right out to the car. At that point in time, all the fursuits had disappeared, and half of the other people too. Where did they all go? You know, I came out of the tent and everybody's gone. Half of the camp was gone. All the fursuits were gone. And I'm going, what the fuck is going on? At that point in time, somewhere along the way, I did get lucky, and for the first and only time in my life, I had what we call a handler. The guy's furry name is Blackberry Dragon. I can't thank him enough for it. I cannot thank him enough for it. He is San Jose area, so we can't get together, but as much as I wish we could. So I suited up. He was with me, and I said, "Where'd everybody go?" He didn't know, so we started asking around. Eventually found out that all the fursuiters and a lot of other people went to the boats. Nobody told me that. This is why I try to inform the organizers and so forth. Somebody has to tell me these things, you know. I come out and everybody's gone. You know, there's all this chatter. People always overhear things going on. I don't. I have to have a guy out there listening in on the conversations and letting me know what's going on. Because I can't go out there. I can't make friends and so forth. It's very difficult. I try as hard as I can. And it was pure coincidence, the timing, as far as I knew. I was not intentionally left behind. I have to lie. Even if it's a lie, I have to tell myself that. We don't really know what happened, but I'm sure I was not intentionally left behind. What was described was one person in fursuit had an idea, let's go rent a boat and let's go out on the lake. And at that point, I thought, that would be the stupidest thing anybody in a $3,000 fursuit would do, would be get on a goddamn boat and go out on the lake and risk ruining a $3,000 fursuit, not to mention some of them, they're going to weigh them down, they're going to drown. This is the flotation device, so I don't think I would drown. Okay, maybe not. So, when they said, you know, we started heading out. Now, one of the reasons I have to know before I go is I can't walk very far. I have a pinched sciatic nerve and other difficulties, ruptured disc in my back, so I have to know and keep the walking to a short distance and so forth. So we then set out to look for them and headed towards the boats all along. You know, nobody said they went to the boats. Nobody said that. Nobody knew that, or would say to us that they did. And so I hobbled on my way over there, and having a handler, the thing that got me afraid to go fursuiting solo happened long after this point, so I actually had some more confidence. I probably would have solo fursuited out to the boats. I mean, you know, it's not like I have to have guards with weapons ready to shoot whoever is going to attack me. You know, it's a lion, they're going to shoot him, you know, so they're going to be like a ranger and protect me from being shot and killed and all. It's not like that will happen. Just walk over there. But I had a handler, and this is, of course, why they're important, and I knew that from the beginning. It's not the physical need, it's the hearing need in my case. Oh, my ear's up here. Ha! My hearing need. And so, of course, I cannot hear the comments with or without the head. So, oh, right. Getting out of the tent in fursuit, I think Blackberry Dragon was with me. Maybe he walked over, and this girl came up. I'm pretty sure she was not with the picnic. Came up and said hi. Unfortunately, Blackberry Dragon wasn't with me at that time, so he did not relay what she wanted. And I had read the instructions on how to fursuit, and I did not get down on my knee. I should have. And figured maybe she wanted a hug and so forth, or, you know, high five or something. And I said something, I can't remember clearly, and gave her a hug, and that was it. And she went on back to her wherever. So that was my first child encounter. Second fursuiting event, first child encounter. Third fursuiting event, because the first picnic, furries in the wild, but I did not fursuit. It's my second fursuit outing. First child encounter. First time in suiting in public outside of a bowling alley. And so we're walking, and Blackberry Dragon is relating to me what people are saying. She's saying, they're saying, what a lovely outfit, and thank you. And another couple, and a little bit of a dialogue about how wonderful I look. And I thought at the time I had the ugliest goddamn fursuit on the planet. There's no such thing as an ugly fursuit. Some are intentionally ugly because they're more like Halloween scary types, you know, mythical creatures and so forth that are supposed to be scary. They're ugly, supposed to be ugly. But as fursuits go, this was ugly. Now this is before this piece was changed. This is a different piece. So I had the same material in white, this stuff, in my belly. So the zipper thing looks a little different. But they were complimenting, and so I got up there, and we got up to the boat docks and looking around. Well, gee, I don't know. Everybody, we could not find the group. Went walking on further. Blackberry still escorting me, helping me out with hearing. I can watch where I'm going. That's why the eyes are close together. I never really even realized that oftentimes fursuit eyes are put out to the side so that it looks proportional and all that sort of neat thing. And me, I got squeezed in, so I have depth perception. We kind of lose depth perception when we move the eye centers out. The things we do to ourselves, it's torture, you know. So, got out to a fishing pier on the side of the lake, and looking way out in the distance, I said, you know, I think that's the furries, the fursuiters. But they were so far out, we couldn't tell for sure. All the boats had already gone way, way out there. And there was one person still there, and a couple other furries as well. But one fursuiter, hazmat, I'm not sure if there was another fursuit there, I can't remember, and some kids. And so, hazmat and I, you know, we just kind of were around the dock and with the kids and starting to interact and so forth, and playing a little bit, actually, you know, starting to get into the play thing. We play like, you know, almost like as if we were children. I mean, they hit on this in Star Trek. The original series was the more sophisticated the mind, the greater the need for simplicity of play, aka variety in life. And in one of the Star Trek movies, again, this highly evolved society said play is as important as anything. Have a little fun every day. So I was doing that. And here's these 5 kids, and I was sort of mobbed by them. I think they were around 8 years old, 8, 9, 10. And that was so neat. You know, we were interacting a little bit, so my second child encounter and practicing, trying to get a hang of it. And Blackberry relayed to me some of the questions and so forth, and it was just sharp and all that sort of stuff. Actually, different pause then. And he relayed to me this wonderful, wonderful thing. About that time, so this has to be August, September. August I'm not so sure about, but by September, during this time was about the peak of a furry concept for a person, the psychological thing, that I was feeling more and more like a lion. In essence, for real, that a part of my personality, a part of how I'm identified is a lion, what we perceive a lion to be, you know, courageous and strong and brave and blah, 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 blah. And so I'm having a hard time fulfilling that little prophecy because I'm a bit of a cowardly lion. I'm trying to work over it. So this kid comes up and says, "You must be a real lion. You don't have a zipper." It was wonderful. Oh my God, I was validated. Oh oh my God, you know, and I really, that evening and all that, during that period of time, I really felt like a lion. It got so much to the point that I would look at the image in the monitor. I have lions as my wallpaper on the computer, and it would be an image of a lion. And I looked at it, and it was like looking at me in the mirror, looking at my human self, but seeing myself as a lion. I felt like I was looking at me in the mirror. Not a picture of a lion, but me. And that's the most wonderful feeling. It was incredible. This kid and his wonderful thing he said, and everything, I was really being a furry, really feeling it. It was so wonderful. And so the boats, I think I better check the camera time here. It may come up a little short. Give me a sec. 24 minutes. Try to cut me down to 24 minutes. Good luck with that.